Y'all, if you guys could go ahead and click that recognition of recording, we are going to go ahead and get started. Welcome all. My name is Greg Asciuto. I am the chair of the board of directors at Charlotte East. Ecstatic to have you all here today. For those of you who are unaware about our organization, we are a nonprofit dedicated to everything and everyone East Charlotte. Our focus this year has been pretty heavily, it's actually been pretty spread out, but we've been very much focused on the Eastland redevelopment as of late, but our tentacles and our focus areas are really all over the different sectors of our community. We began taking this meeting particularly over from Reverend LaDane Pulaski at Mecklenburg at the beginning of this year. I wanted to make it very hyper-focused to the needs of nonprofit, faith, and community leaders operating in East Charlotte. In East Charlotte, whatever you want to consider East Charlotte to be, East Charlotte is East Charlotte. So if you're on the border, this is a great place for folks to, I think of it as a community forum. So at any point, folks will be able to lift up their organizational missions. If y'all could go ahead and mute yourselves, please. Thank you. Just an opportunity in a space for individuals to lift up the work that their organizations are doing, to bring announcements to the larger community about programs that might be going on in East Charlotte. So with that said, today we have two guests. We have Emily Parker, the Executive Director of Galilee Ministries of East Charlotte, and Ginny Harper from Mecklenburg County DSS to talk about a program that they have that I know they want to spread the word a little bit more about. And I know, if I'm not mistaken, you and Galilee just connected recently, right? Cool, perfect. And that's cool because like this meeting, there is going to be a lot of overlap at these meetings with other initiatives and other things going on. But as I see it, the needs in our community are so great that it never hurts to reshare information over and over and over again. This meeting will be recorded and put up on our YouTube channel, and I will shoot out the recording along with highlights, usually within the same week. So with that said, Emily, I am going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
Great. Thank you, Greg. Can you guys hear me? Y'all hear me okay? Okay. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Like Greg said, my name is Emily Parker, and I am the still new Executive Director of Galilee Ministries of East Charlotte. I have been on board for a little over 5 months, and I'm still claiming my newness. I'm coming to Galilee from kind of local government public sector. So this is really my first time in the nonprofit space. So I have a lot to learn, and I'm just so appreciative of Greg for giving me just a few minutes with you guys today, just to tell you a little bit about what we do at Galilee. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Galilee Ministries of East Charlotte. I see a head nod from Cameron, but we're located in between Briar Creek and Eastway on Central Avenue. We are formerly St. Andrew's Episcopal Church, and the Galilee, that church closed in 2013. Galilee opened in 2015, was kind of reimagined in 2015. And our space and our land and our buildings is still kind of owned by the Episcopal Diocese of North Carolina. That's a tiny bit of background. And so primarily what we do these days is host other nonprofit groups and kind of kindred spirit groups, so to speak. We have a number of what I call our in-house community partners who have office space here, who function out of our building week in and week out. So for example, Action NC recently moved in with us, I believe back in May, and they're a group that kind of focuses on community organizing in a variety of topic areas. We have a long-standing loaves and fishes pantry that is open Tuesdays and Thursdays for part of the day, each of those days, each week. It's a client choice pantry, which means clients can come in and do their own grocery shopping. Catholic Charities runs an after-school program here during the school year for children of refugees, and they also do a summer camp. We have a community kitchen program that teaches students from English as a second language programs kitchen skills, and then they can earn their Serve Safe certification and go out and hopefully be employed with that in their pocket. And most recently, the Gay Men's Chorus of Charlotte and Women's Chorus of Charlotte has started using our beautiful, beautiful nave sanctuary space for their choir practice, for their rehearsal space. Their numbers are growing and they need more elbow room to kind of do their thing. And so we are just more than happy to have them here with us a few nights a week so they can practice for their performances. In addition, we have 3 worshiping communities that are here on Sundays and during the weekend. We also, if you've driven by and seen our campus, and if you look to the right of the building, there's a great big community garden. You will notice corn growing. If you kind of drive slowly enough by these days, there's all kinds of stuff happening in our community garden. We have a little over 40 plots there, and families from all over the world pay a nominal amount for the year and can tend their plot, come and go as they please. And it's just a beautiful thing. So that's kind of what we have going on kind of on a regular weekly basis. But in addition, we host other groups like, hey, we need a meeting space for our committee or for our board to meet or for our book club to meet or for thus and such group. And all you have to do is ask if you're in need of space for a meeting. We have a variety of different sizes of space from kind of our nave sanctuary we use for meeting space. It's pretty spacious. Our flag hall, which is kind of like a church's parish hall, and then down to smaller different classroom sizes. So I just want y'all to know that as a resource in the community that space is something we do have. And the only trick is to make sure it's not already booked, because word is out a little bit about it, but we just want y'all to know that's something that we can provide. I'd also like to acknowledge the one and only Joanne Jenkins, who is on this Zoom. She is our board chair at Galilee right now, which is just an incredible blessing for everyone who gets to be with Joanne. So that's kind of the long and short of it right now. I think probably in the turn of the calendar year, we're going to the board will embark on a bit of a kind of visioning process to kind of refine our, mission and vision and values and all of that type of work. But if you haven't been here, please drop me a line. I'll put my email in the chat. I'd love for you to come visit and see what we have going on to see if it could ever be a match up to what you might need in the future. So with that, Greg, I'll pass it back to you. Any questions?
Thank you. I'll go ahead and open it for any questions for Emily. And what I will say is Galilee, Emily, and Joanne, you all have been absolutely phenomenal with helping us secure space for the work that we're doing with the United Way. So, it's a really easy process. They've been very grateful to host. And I would highly recommend, if you have not, get involved with at least following them on social, see what they're doing, ask to come visit the space. It is an incredible asset to our community if you have not been. So I will, if there are any questions for Emily, I'll go ahead and open the floor for a minute. Emily, I think you have one in the chat.
Perhaps so. I think, could you include email in the chat or chat directly to me? And we'd love to kind of talk about that.
Sure. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to take the group's time on it.
No, not at all. This is exactly what this is for, right? Making connections to strengthen our community in every part of our community.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. It's one of those things where does it work with the puzzle of other folks requesting space and all that? But let's just talk. We'll talk. I'll find Joanne. You have your hand up.
Yeah. Sister Fahar, it sounds wonderful to consider meditation. One of the things I wanted to share is just for the benefit of all of us in our community, and these are the kind of joyful things that Galilee hosts by having Mondays in our state, and that's being headed up by the Poor People's Campaign. And I'll put this in the chat, but on Sunday, August 27th at Galilee Center is going to be a follow-up meeting. Reverend Barber was here a couple of Mondays ago on July 24th, and we're trying to follow up with that. But that would be something that I think would benefit, us all, because that brings an entire community together to look at the really big things. So I'll put that information in the chat, and we are very grateful to, on behalf of the board, we are very happy to have such a competent, caring person in Emily with us right now. So do come by, visit, and wait for good things to come, and maybe even a Buddhist meditation. Anybody could use that on a hot day, right? Yeah, we'll keep it working. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for everything that you guys are doing over at Galilee for our community. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Miss Ginny Harper with Mecklenburg County, and let me go ahead and let you share the screen as well.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. As Greg mentioned, I am Ginny Harper. I am the Community Program Coordinator with the Mecklenburg County Department of Community Resource. I'm actually with Economic Services, which was a part of DSS. We've had some changes over at DSS. So now Economic Services is aligned to the Department of Community Resources. So not really a big, thing for you guys, but it's just a change, so that way we can help hopefully better serve the folks within the communities that we serve. I'm going to put my contact information in the chat, so that way you guys can have that. And I do just want to say that I'm going to speak with you about a program that we offer, which is the Crisis Intervention Program, or what we call CIP, or, and we love an acronym. SIP is what we call it. This money these are federal dollars that are provided to Mecklenburg County to assist low-income individuals and or families with their heating or cooling cost. So right now we're looking at, of course, cooling with these really excessively high temperatures that we've had. And these dollars are in place to help anyone that may have a past due balance on their bill. So, especially for seniors, and I do just want to shout out Emily for just a second. Emily and the folks there at Galilee have been fantastic in being willing to work with us on getting seniors that are at a property located behind them at St. Andrew's Homes to help us and provide space for us in terms of making sure that those seniors are cared for with our energy programs, and that we're able to make sure that they receive the assistance that they need. So Emily, thank you so much. You and Betty have been fantastic. But now again, with the energy assistance for SIP, this money is available year-round until the funds are exhausted. Last year, the state gave us, I think it was $3.4 million. In looking at what they have provided us this year thus far, or since July 1st, we've received $2.9 million. So we have money. It's not quite as much as we had last year, and we're not sure if they're going to send more. But I was really surprised to see less money this year compared to years past. So we're hoping that there will be additional funds that will show up. But right now we do have a lot of money to help those folks that might need that assistance. In order for SIP money to help, there has to be a past due balance on the account. A person does not have to wait until the day of disconnect to get the assistance that they need from us. They can, as long as the bill is past due, if they show a past due balance on the bill, that's enough of an emergency for us to step in to help. Each household is eligible up to $600 per fiscal year, and that fiscal year runs July 1st through June 30th. So every household is eligible up to $600, and that, again, that's contingent upon, our having the funds and the funds not being exhausted. So let's just say we have a senior who has a bill that's $200 that he or she cannot pay. Then we may be able to assist with that $200 so long as they meet the income requirement, and we can pay that bill, pay it down. If they run into a situation, let's say 3 months later, and they need more assistance, they can reach out to us again. If there's another $200 balance, we can assist again up to $600 for that household. Now, I will tell you, we've had a number of folks, because of the, coming off of the cooling or the heating months. Some people have some really large bills that are, that may eat up the entire 600 with one, application. So, and that's okay. That's what we're there. We're here to help however needed with that past due balance. So if you know of anyone that might need that assistance, or if any of you have folks that you work with that might need that assistance, or families that you work with, by all means, let them know that this funding is available, so that way we can help. We are trying to meet people where they are, so people can apply with us in whatever way is easier for them. They can go online and apply for the assistance. They can apply online. They can pick up the phone and call us if needed. They can fax over an application to us. They can mail it in to us, or they can, come into one of our offices, either over at Freedom Drive or over at Billingsley Road, and see one of our smiling faces, and we'll take their application in person. So whatever is easier for folks. I know for some people it's difficult to get off work and have to be at a location to apply for assistance. So what's great now with us is folks can apply at whatever time is easier for them. They can go online. Let's say someone who works a third shift job can go online and apply at 3 a.m. if needed. And we'll get their application the next business day and start with the application process. So again, we are just trying to meet people where they are, while at the same time allowing them to maintain their dignity while they're going through whatever financial challenge they may be facing. As I had shared with the folks with Men last week, and this is just something that I am doing because I'm the only outreach person with the energy team. And so I want to try to get the word out to as many people as possible. So what I have tried to do is reach out according to zip codes. And over the past several years, I've just tried to do additional, hands-on work in certain zip codes, just to try to build the knowledge of the program and to get the word out to folks. I actually reached out to East Charlotte in 2020. And as you guys know, 2020 was very challenging with the pandemic. So at that time, there were a lot of churches and houses of worship that just were not meeting. Neighborhood meetings were not taking place. And if churches were meeting, they were doing online services. So I wasn't able to get into churches or houses of worship to actually share this information face to face. So I, really didn't see the increase in applications in the East Charlotte area as I had hoped to. So that is one reason why now, and Greg, again, thank you so much for allowing me to come into this space to share with you guys. I'm trying to re-engage with East Charlotte for this fiscal year, just to let the folks in the communities know that these monies are available to provide them the assistance that they need. If you're a member of a house of worship, you've probably received an email. You or either one of your administrative folks have probably received an email from me to say, hey, I'm looking to try to grow participation for this program in East Charlotte and could use your help in spreading the word. So again, I'm trying to re-engage with East Charlotte. So anything that you can do to help us spread this word to the folks that need this assistance, we would really appreciate that. I have, and hopefully you guys, can y'all see the flyer that I have?
Yes, but not the poverty limit table.
Well, the poverty, that is not actually on here,
Okay.
but it is on the website. You can go to the website, which is the mecklenburg.gov/energy, and it will have the income levels on there, or the income limits per family size, to kind of let you know what that looks like. But we do have these flyers. If anyone needs flyers, I have hard copies that I could provide to you, where it's English one side, Spanish on the other. If you need these, need soft copies, I can email them to you. I can also provide these to you in PNG format, which is more social media friendly. So in the event that you'd like to share this on your social media pages, which would be fantastic, I would be more than happy to share that with you as well. Another thing too that I do want to let you know about the SIP money is the money is not just there to help with past due balances. Sometimes folks, when they move, they may be required a deposit to get set up in their new location, a deposit for their heating bill or their cooling bill. In order to get that service connected, they may be required a deposit. SIP money can help with that as well. Because, sometimes when folks are moving, money can really get tight with, having to pay for movers or, moving trucks and just lots of, additional expenses. And a deposit is something that SIP money can assist with. So again, keep this in mind for, any families that you know of or individuals that may be moving that may just could use that additional help. SIP may be able to step in for that. And additionally, in reaching out to East Charlotte, although this program is open to everyone in Mecklenburg County, I just personally am trying to make an extra push for East Charlotte. I mean, and I live in East Charlotte too, so that's another reason why I want to just push for East Charlotte. But in addition to that, I really want to reach the Hispanic population more. And that's something that I know that as an agency that we need to do a better job of, but especially with this program, sharing this information with non-English speaking residents of Mecklenburg County is huge. So if you guys can help share this information with the Hispanic population, be it those that may speak Burmese or whatever, if it's any other groups of folks within the communities that we serve, if you could share this information, it would be very, very beneficial. I know that sometimes, especially in the Hispanic community, just having someone that they trust to communicate that message, it would probably be better coming from a pastor of a church as opposed to me, where they would be more receptive to receiving the information and actually utilizing it. another thing that I want to share about SIP is, and a message that you can share as well, is that in no way is SIP connected with ICE, or, if someone applies for SIP, it's not as if they're not documented, it's not as if we're going to reach out to, ICE, or, have anything to do with deportation. And I know that can be a fear for a lot of people. But I just want to reassure you that that is not what this program, this program is in no way connected with ICE, or, anything to do with, breaking families apart. We're just trying to help make sure that families have the heating and cooling that they need to be safe within their homes. Let's see, in addition to that, folks can apply, as I said, any way that's easier for them. They are more than welcome to try to apply for this assistance. And, I have shared my information on the chat. You guys feel free, if you have any questions, feel free to ask any questions. If I can be of any help in terms of coming to if it's your church, I will come to any church service to share this information with congregations. I'll come to Sunday morning service. I'll come to midweek prayer service, Bible study, usher board meeting, choir practice. I really don't care, whatever it is. If you guys want me there to share this information, I am more than willing to do it, because bottom line is, I just want to see any and everyone who qualifies for this money to apply for it and get it. So thank you so much, Greg. Thank you again for allowing me in your space this afternoon. And again, I'm here for you guys. If you need me in any capacity, feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you so much, Ginny. And I think I think that is Namish in the chat for actually speaking about exactly what you were talking about and reaching some of our other communities that speak languages other than English. So Namish is going to be a phenomenal contact to reach Asian American Pacific Islander communities. So his email, and you can speak up too. I'm sorry, I don't know if you're still on the call. Yes, you are. Go.
So Greg, namaste to everybody, and my sister Joanne and Deb. Thank you for bringing this connection between DSS and us on this wonderful summer where we really need their help.
Yes.
There are many who don't really know the process. They are scared of English.
Yes.
They will not touch any forms that would misinterpret them by not understanding the language. And Joanne, Deb, Galilee has been very supportive of, they are our partners. Matter of fact, they are our sister concern. So we work together and we have reached many goals, but this is one of them where government keeps putting forms and system outside, but they understand diversity just till Hispanics. They don't know that there are more than 84 other countries in the area. And if you see what I wrote, and I'm humbly talking to you, so sometimes, I come from third world, so my accent sounds a little harder, but I'm very kind and humble and thankful to you that you are bringing this to the table. But we as a human being need to understand that the programs are meant for people who really are weak, who really need help, and we should go outside our box to do that. And organization like East Charlotte, I used to be on the board, and I educated myself learning how East and West Charlotte did some projects together. So I'm just reminding that you are welcome to this my center, which is our center. And there are many who will witness and tell you that it is our center. It doesn't belong to anybody. It belongs to all of us as one. But we can serve refugees, immigrants, and minorities who are really worried to get into any government misunderstanding of filling up forms. So please come and be part of us. Thank you so much, Greg, to allow me.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And for those who aren't familiar, Namish, could you put the name of your space in the chat? I would do so, but I've got one hand right now. So
You are also blessing us through that wonderful engine. So thank you.
yes.
But I did put UISSE
Okay. Okay.
there with the email and phone number. And anybody from East Charlotte, any background, any religion, I believe we as a team believe in humanity. We
Yes.
are first human, and that's how we are one family. So
Yes.
please come and ask us what we can do for you or what together we can make changes. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Greg,
you.
if I can add, just to let you guys know a little bit more about what I do with community outreach for the energy programs. I actually go out to all of the lower income, I guess you could say, or income restricted senior properties in Mecklenburg County to sign up the seniors for energy assistance every year in the winter months, because we also have, while I know I'm talking about SIP money right now because it's hot, as it starts to cool down, we have another program which is called the Low Income Energy Assistance Program, or what we call LEAP. And that program is available December 1st through March 31st. And during that period of time, I go out to those senior properties to sign up seniors for energy assistance, because for me, I know it's just easier for me to go to them as opposed to them having to come to us. So I work with those property managers in making sure that I get all the documents needed from them in order to get their applications handled. And I'll just tell you guys, for me, and I just call them my seniors, at like, it's probably 40 some odd or maybe close to 50 properties that I go to. I always fill out the applications for the seniors because I know if I fill them out, I'm not going to miss anything. So basically all they have to do is sign the form. And then as long as I have their documents, then I can complete everything for them. So, and I'm saying this to say, I work with the property managers on trying to get the residents to get their documents together. So if anyone from any other agency, if you'd like to partner together, and if there are other residents, especially those that are non-English speaking, where I could work with you and you could work with them on securing these applications, I would be more than happy to work with you on getting the applications from you. You get the documents together for me, and then we can work together to get the applications taken, and then I can get those submitted for processing. So any way that I can help, that is exactly what I'm here for. And it would just mean so much to me, especially in East Charlotte, to be able to reach more and more residents who really need this money and this funding, who just like you said, that they just don't know that this money is available, and just are just not aware of it. And that's why being in a space like this today is just so important for us. So thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. Thank you. Joanne?
Well, I just had a couple of questions, a couple of things to say, and thank you, Jenny, for your work. When my brother Nimish spoke, I was wondering, when you first talked about, calling the number, going online, the first question is, are there navigators who can help the elders with this? If it's not just you, but do you sense that there's a receptivity over at the Valerie Woodard Center to help people? Because unless you were born with a computer in your hand, it's like a foreign instrument.
Right.
And Nimish did this wonderful, wrote this wonderful program about creating navigators to help people through this, because for some people it's like off the back of the hand. For others it's not. And the other thing is, have you left flyers at the Eastway Recreation Center?
I have.
Okay.
I have. I haven't done that. Not for this fiscal year. I have not since July 1st. I have not sent flyers over there, but they have had them before, and they've had posters. as well. But
Okay.
I will definitely provide those. I was waiting to see if we were going to have some new creatives this year
got it.
for, so that's the only reason why I have not. But if you feel the need for us to go ahead and get some flyers over there, I can definitely do that. Not a problem.
Yeah,
Um,
and I'm gonna pass this flyer on to the coordinator of the Poor People's Campaign meeting on the 27th. Because
Fantastic.
several different organizations are going to be there. So we'll figure out how to get the word out there.
Right.
That's all I can.
Joanne, just to go back to what you were asking about, how to navigate, just to make you guys aware, if a person were to go to our website, on our website, there's a drop down at the top where they can choose their language. If they, if it's not English, they can choose their language and it will, everything will switch to whatever their language is. So that way they can, navigate through the website. If a person were to call and if they needed assistance, we definitely have interpreters that are available to us. And we go through, I think it's choice translating. So whatever language it may be, we should be able to accommodate. So if someone calls and they need that assistance, by contacting our call center, we would definitely be able to accommodate.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
When I send the minutes from this meeting out, I will be sure to both include your contact information and the flyer.
Fantastic.
Thank you. All right, so we have one more very quick agenda item, then I'm going to open it up to anyone who might have any announcements. On August 12th, so that would be this Saturday, we are having, in conjunction with AARP and Sustain Charlotte, we are hosting a Greenway cleanup at Campbell Creek. So over there in the Monroe Road-ish area. Well, it's not really Monroe. It's in the more Independence area of Charlotte. But if you're not familiar, this is our second one of the year that we've done with both of these partners. It is Sustain Charlotte who is leading it, but it's really casual walk. You get trash picker uppers. You get a trash bag, and you just go walk as much as you want to, build community. It's really an excellent opportunity to build community. They're doing it at I believe, I'm going to have to verify the time because this flyer says 10 a.m., but I was given another one that said 6 p.m. So I will make sure that that is verified because those are two vastly different times of the day in the middle of August. So I'll have to clarify that information. And I will do so actually right now as we open up the floor to anyone else who may have an announcement. And I'll just go ahead and I know some aren't able because they're on their devices to raise the hands on the app, but I will just mute myself and open the forum. Cameron, go ahead.
Hey all, no, thank you. Just wanted to remind everyone that this Sunday is the Charlotte Pride Interfaith Service at 4 p.m. at Caldwell Presbyterian Church over in Elizabeth. Really excited for this year's lineup. While we're meeting in a church, none of our lead speakers are from a Christian faith tradition, so it's truly going for more interfaith service this year than I think it has in years past. Everyone is welcome, and I love that Charlotte Pride always starts off with the interfaith service to kick off the week. And it's good to see some familiar faces and some new faces. For those who don't know, I'm Cameron Pruitt, and I'm the Director of Intersectional Initiatives here at the Freedom Center for Social Justice. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Cameron. Anyone else would like to share anything? Louise, I know you got something. Nothing today? Okay. Venetia, do you want to give an update? I'm putting you on the spot, but you were our guest speaker last month. I didn't know if you wanted to provide any bit of an update to the Memory Cafe, and if not, that's fine. I'll just share your news story as well.
If you could just share the news story, that would be perfect, please. Thank you.
Wonderful. I will absolutely do that. I will absolutely do that. Alrighty, so it is confirmed the event on Saturday will be at 10 a.m. So the event is going to be at 10 a.m. The Eventbrite link to sign up to register, which you don't have to do so, but it's right there. And I will say for those, while it is hot, the entire trail is shaded. It is pretty dense shade. So I know, Beth, you were out there with me last time. We had a good time. It was a really nice event. All righty. Any other updates before we end the call for today?
Are they going to be meeting at the same place they did the last time?
Yes.
At the Hindu Center?
Yes, it's going to be right there.
Greg, I wanted to mention, I just saw your note about the fact that Charlotte Museum of History.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
If you could talk a little bit more about that, because I know when it happened before, it was a really bad time for me. And there are people like Nancy Plummer that would like to come. So, so I think we can, and Beth Wells just came on, and her history and her family history is fantastic. If you haven't been there, Beth, you need to share. So I think, with having some time available, maybe some of us can really try to think who needs to share and to get up there in the next few months.
Yes,
might be possible.
Thank you so much, because I completely forgot about that, Louise. So the Charlotte Museum of History on July 20th, and it just was not a good time. They held an open forum but open invitation for anyone from the East Charlotte community to come in and drop off hard copies of old family photos of neighborhood. Doesn't even have to be neighborhood photos of East Charlotte, but just photos of people. And you could be somebody who moved here last week, somebody who has photos of the old Darby Acres Shopping Center, right? Like, it's not restricted to any one type of item, and it doesn't have to be photos. It could be small, like little mementos, as he explained, just anything that's roughly paper sized or less that could be scanned. And the goal is to not just digitize these items to keep them permanently in a virtual space, but they are also creating an exhibit, a living history of East Charlotte. So what they're really wanting is as much community input and feedback as possible to make this exhibit good and make it really reflective of our community. So while this date has passed, they are offering folks at any point to just come in, walk in, say that you're here for the East Charlotte scanning, and you will be able to get directed on how to do that. And it's a really cool initiative. I know they want to get the project to be pretty robust, and I think by the end of the year they're going to have it go live. But just thank you, Louise, for bringing that up again, because we definitely want to preserve not just the older history of our community, but even the more recent, and all of us are part of it, right? So that is that. For anything else on that, Louise?
Well, I'm thinking, don't they also want people's stories? Or am I getting mixed up?
No, so I mean, the stories will accompany the whatever you bring in. So it's not like a personal narrative that they want you to bring in necessarily. It's just, what does this image represent? And they fold that into the larger context and story of East Charlotte.
Okay.
So, anybody else?
So Greg, while you guys are coming on Saturday at Hindu Center on that Greenway.
Yes.
If there is anything we can do to help our volunteers, water, anything, just name it, like snacks, something that they would be encouraged to come out or feel that they are welcome. I can speak to someone at Hindu Center, or I myself can be there and support them with water or lemon juice, whatever you think, lemonade, whatever.
That's wonderful. I think actually that would be a phenomenal way to introduce a lot of folks to the community as well. I think a water station would be great at the tent, and I can coordinate, Maureen Gillespie, she's running point on this for Charlotte East. So
Yes.
I will reach out to her this afternoon and have her connect with you about specifics. But I think it's pretty simple if you guys just wanted to set up a water table at any point, and it could be right there at the parking lot is where we meet. But Sustain Charlotte brings donuts, but they tell folks to bring their own water. So it would be wonderful if you all would be able to do that.
Sure. And also the restrooms that are there can be, accessible because, it's hard when you are walking up and down and things like that. So in short, we are there as a team. So let me know or tell Maureen to call me. She has my number. If not, share my number, please.
Okay. Thank you so much. I
Yes.
absolutely will this afternoon.
Thank you. Yes.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen. My as Joanne said, my co-chair right here is getting a little fussy. It's time for her to eat. So I'm sorry I wasn't able to be on camera much, but I think it's time for her to get going. So thank you all so much for a wonderful meeting. Thank you, Emily and Ginny, for sharing. Nimish, for your hospitality. And I will send a follow-up to everyone, hopefully by Friday, but it might be early next week.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Can we see her one more time?
Sure.
Cute.
Sure. She's a little bit more fussy now, but she's
Oh.
hey, Belle. Oh, now that she sees herself, she's fine. I'm cut out.
And
Amira can be the best
what is
friend.
Mrs. Shudo's first name, please? sir?
Isabella Bree.
Okay.
Right,
Oh
y'all.
my goodness gracious.
All 3 months. All 3 months of her. So
Wow.
Well, I love babies because they motivate us to clean this stuff up.
I'm telling you how many times I've struggled in the past few months, especially with this Eastland situation and what we've been up against. She has served me as a steering reminder of why we do it, right?
Yeah.
So you're very true, Joanne. Very true.
Yeah.
All righty, y'all. Have a
All
wonderful
right.
afternoon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.